Thank you very much, HBO Max, for sponsoring this episode of I've Definitely Seen That. Check out HBO Max for the wide-ranging variety of stuff they've got on there, like all the episodes of Doctor Who, which we're going to be talking about today on this episode. I'm back. I'm Jack. I'm your host. I've got my co-host, Trevor Collins, with me. Trevor, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited because I'm actually a really big Doctor Who fan, and so this will be an interesting one to see how these guys bastardize my favorite episode.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we have our contestants back with us today. We have Miss Fiona Nova.
Hi. Hey. It's good.
And Jeremy Dooley.
Heyo.
All right.
I know
Hi.
of the Doctor Who.
Again, check the description for information on how to sign up for HBO Max. Okay, so here we go. So the way this game works is we're going to show you some clips from an episode, actually 2 episodes, it's a 2-parter of Doctor Who, and you guys are going to explain what's going on in these episodes, okay? Who these characters are, and what exactly is happening. And we have a fantastic episode of those of you who have seen Doctor Who, which is available on HBO Max. This is the Silence in the Library, followed by the Forest of the Dead, I think is the second part of the episode. It's the Silent Library is kind of the offhand for it. Really, really great one. So obviously, Fiona and Jeremy, you guys have seen this episode before, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
If you did,
great.
you'd ruin the show.
We watched it together. We
We actually did. You remember last weekend at Frank's?
Yeah, we went to
You remember
Frank's.
Frank's? Yeah.
Frank is a good guy, and he
Love
just
that man.
we go to his place and watch Doctor Who. That's our
Yeah.
weekends. Yeah.
That was what we did.
It was
Frank.
nice.
Classic
Yeah.
Frank.
The way it's going to work is last time in the previous episode, we showed you some still images from the movie we looked at. Today, we've just upped the game. I'm going to be showing you some animated GIFs from this episode.
Whoa,
so you
budget
can get
increase.
More context as to what's going on, and you can explain what we're looking at, all right? Are you guys ready, Fiona and Jeremy?
I'm
Absolutely.
never ready.
All right.
I mean,
Hold on, I had a little piece of trash in my hair. Now I'm ready now.
dude, ditto. So much garbage in my hair.
Here is the first clip I'm going to show you.
Whoa!
The
Okay.
library.
Magic.
It
Come
says
as
the
soon as you
library
can.
come as soon as you can, X.
Signed X.
It's really difficult for me to not just jump in and say what's going
I
on
know,
here.
I know.
No.
So, okay.
Okay, so what are we looking at? What
yeah,
what
what do we
is everything?
It looks like whoever's opening it is pretending it's a badge or something. Like that's
Okay.
how you would flip open identification. Like I'm with the FBI. You know what I mean? That's how they flip that open.
Because of the
Okay.
positioning of
And the awkward
hand.
fingers. Yeah, okay.
Right. So maybe
Are
someone
we
is
sure
like,
this person has 5 fingers?
I see
I'm gonna
4.
say well, we see 4. We can't confirm or deny, but I'm gonna have to say yes.
This might be someone who's pretending to be a officer of some kind, an authority of some kind, and they're showing this to.
Like a note.
I'm gonna call it Doctor Who, and they're
Right.
showing it to them, and
All right,
and,
so
and they're like, this is
So
how they're
someone is
relaying
showing someone is showing this to Doctor Who.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
Okay,
the
real-
library, come as soon as you can, and that's like, wow.
Okay, real
secret message.
quick, you brought up a good point.
There's
So,
an X.
Yeah,
Fiona-
signed X.
Fiona, do me a favor. Who exactly is Doctor Who? Just like, give me like the upper level kind
Well,
of.
yeah, Doctor Who is the doctor from Wholand. I mean, we all know this.
Obviously.
Whoville.
Yeah, so that's the doctor from Whoville Land. And, I mean, he just has a bunch of questions like, who? You know?
Yeah.
He just comes in, he asks a
And-
bunch of questions,
he
and that's
just
how
asks
exposition
a bunch of
unfolds.
questions, and mainly it's just, who?
It's actually for a while the series was going to be Doctor Who with a question mark after it, but they thought it might be confusing, so it's just
Well,
Doctor
yeah,
Who.
so it's just who. Understandable. I understand that marketing
Okay.
perspective.
The
However,
magic
I'm
is
going to
from-
say just one more thing about this little thing. There's an X. I don't think it's signed X, but that's a little kissy mark. XOXO.
Okay.
That's a little kissy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think it's someone sending a little message,
Hugs
maybe
and
being a little
kisses.
flirty, you know?
Okay.
Flirty.
Maybe just a little flirty on
All
a
right.
wallet.
All right.
I'm
all right.
freaking
Well,
my autofocus out.
Okay.
Trevor's freaking
okay,
out.
Trevor.
All right. Well, that's
You'll
good.
see.
So,
Okay.
all right.
You'll see.
That's not bad. All right. Let's move on to clip number 2.
All right,
Right.
so,
So-
there's
all
the
right.
doctor. I can tell
So you
because
think this is the Doctor, Jeremy?
yeah, and you know
Yeah,
why?
I mean,
Because
yeah.
I
Go
know
for it.
like slight things about Doctor Who, just from picking up knowledge from watching like British television. Like that like forget everything with a blinding flash pen he's got in his hand. Like that's a thing. That's a symbol.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what is that?
God,
Go
Jeremy,
ahead.
that
Let's
you know-
focus.
know that.
Let's
Yeah.
hone in
So
on that
Fiona,
pen.
Fiona,
What
the
is
thing he's
that?
holding in his right hand, what is that called?
Yeah.
It looks like a transformation stick. And
Whoa.
when he decides he needs to turn into Doctor Who, he magically transforms. And it's a whole dance sequence. And it's beautiful and glittery. And then he becomes the Doctor Who.
It's like an anime.
He basically has a magic wand, is what you're saying, that he transforms himself.
Transformation stick.
Transformation stick. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that he's currently in the library because there's books in the background. So this is it's got wings on it. Look
Yeah,
it,
I
it's
saw
got
the
wings
wings. I
coming
saw the
around.
wings.
That's a bowling ball that was launched at high speed and it took an unsuspecting dove right in the back. And it's like, poof, and like you see the wings, like it just like careened into the back of it,
Just flattened around it.
and they're just like flattened around it. That's some kind of magic. There's a lot of
Yeah.
magic looking stuff. That looks magic. The notebook was magic. I thought Doctor Who had to do with time. I thought he was always like going through time or something.
Well, hey,
yeah, it's-
when are we?
Interesting.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
good. That's a great question, Trevor. What time period do you think we're looking at right here? Because I will say Doctor Who does involve time. That is one of the higher level aspects of it. Where do you think we are right now, Fiona? Like what time?
What time? I mean, I'm trying to see what this person's wearing. I see the flared jeans. I'm gonna have to say what? 1970s?
It could be
I see
70s.
the
You're right.
flared, but then the purple cardigan puts it off. It puts it off to a 2000, so it makes it weird.
You can tell that I think they're afraid that someone's chasing them because they seem to have blocked up the door handles with some form of construction paper in the background.
Yeah, wait,
right,
I did
right there.
see
See
that.
it? See
yeah.
it wedged in there?
What is that?
Yeah, what is that wedged in
I
there?
mean, what is that? Yeah, wedged in between the handles there.
It's like a clipboard.
It's a clipboard that
What's
they
that gonna
think
hold
will
back?
help. Yeah, as if magic can't just remove it. You know what I mean?
true.
Or
Right.
disintegrate it.
Let's move on to the third clip. You guys obviously you're nailing this at this point. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and move on to the third one. Here it is. All right. What's going on here?
Oh, he's on television. What's
Okay, yeah,
with the
yeah.
crazed bear right before it? Right there.
Yeah, the cartoon.
You tell
Yeah,
us. You tell us. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? Pull on these threads.
Ready? Here he comes. Ah!
So it seems like Doctor Who, right?
Uh-huh.
This person is trying to get into contact with someone through cable television. He was able to succeed in communicating into the future.
Mm-hmm.
I see the palm tree, not the palm tree, the plant in the back.
Yeah,
Very
That
modern.
definitely signifies
that is
future.
modern.
Very
You're right.
modern. It's modern. You don't see, you know.
So in
Houseplants,
the
modern.
1970s, the Doctor managed to get on cable TV.
But then also when you think about it, now I feel like I'm getting thrown for a loop because behind the Doctor Who is some very futuristic people.
Yeah, very
they're-
astronaut-y.
They're going on to space.
So wait, is he in the future putting a TV signal back in time? What?
Let's
Yes.
start putting names to faces. So we have Doctor
call.
Who here in
Doctor
the front,
Who,
right?
yeah.
Okay. I don't know if
Here,
he's got a
I'm-
first name or
The
if you want to
purple
do
cardigan,
purple
right.
cardigan.
I'm gonna
girl
pause.
with the purple
She's wearing
cardigan.
purple.
just like the first one, just like the one before.
Okay.
Whoa, you're right.
Jeremy, is
This is
this
younger
the younger
her.
version?
Yes, the
I like it,
purple
I like it.
cardigan.
All right, we've solved that mystery. Let's look at some of the people on either side of the Doctor there. So explain who these people are around the Doctor, Jeremy.
Yes.
The people around the Doctor, these are now they look human, right? But they're not. 'Cause they're very far in the future, right? These are all androids. These are all robots. Look how dead.
Okay.
Look how dead their expression is, especially on the left there, just to the left of Doctor Who. Like
His left or our left?
our
stage left.
our left, yeah, stage left there. Like
Stage
just look at
doesn't
that,
help me.
dead, just dead. Like
What about the
you
gentleman
know,
in the back corner though, in the far left?
He's got a
He looks
little
angry.
grimace to him, but I think he was
Yeah.
designed that way.
Oh, so he's always angry.
Yeah. So he's kind of like in this world of these android characters, and maybe little girl's the one who makes them, and like in the future, and so he's in the future on the TV like, don't make these.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying the little girl controls what's going on in their realm.
Well,
I
she
guess.
will in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at another GIF, and here we are. So, okay, and
He's throwing chicken. Wait.
All right.
Keep your eye on the chicken.
Oh!
Whoop.
Oh, it's gone.
What's happened there?
Oh, it's a horrific. Oh, it's
All right, so-
purple cardigan.
Purple cardigan. Here.
Right
here's the
there
thing.
she is.
I think that's the girl. I think that's the little girl. Oh my god.
I think
that
that's
is
the little girl all grown up.
Yeah, dude.
Some sort of trap in front of them, like force field or something that like flesh cannot go through. Like basically,
Yeah.
if one of them walk through it, they
Okay.
skeletonize. And
Yeah.
this is like they're eventually gonna come to the theory of like, well, we can just have one of the androids go through because they're not actually flesh, and they'll be fine.
I think we want to dive deep into somewhere between him throwing it and it landing.
Yeah. So
Something's happening.
A force field.
A force
Okay, there's a
field,
force
okay.
field that's doing
Oh.
the demedification.
Oh, something.
okay.
I just had like a brain blast right
Hit
here.
me with it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. We've talked about like time and stuff like that, right?
Totally.
Uh-huh.
What
Time.
if going from where they are, what if they are kind of like in that more pasty world, and then that way is the future world? So like the thing is, it's not like the meat's being stripped off, but it's getting older.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's decaying
It's
instantly.
decaying. So like if they
That's
walk
just
through
the
there,
future.
that's they're throwing it into the
They're
future.
throwing it into the future, and the future is the chicken's gone. Someone
Yeah.
ate it.
That's true. That's true.
Someone ate the chicken.
But who ate it?
It's gone.
All right, real quick. Okay, let me pause it real quick. Who's this person over the doctor's shoulder?
Android.
That's- Lily.
The android.
Lily.
Yeah.
Willie?
I
No,
said
Lily.
Oh, Lily. Okay, that's
Yeah.
Lily there. How is Lily related to the doctor?
Lily is an old friend that the doctor met long ago in one of the expeditions that we don't like to talk about because it's very traumatizing.
Okay.
So
How about Cardigan woman here on the right
that's
side?
obviously, we're in the future here.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Cardi. Cardi
Yeah, her
Gan.
name's Cardi. Cardi Gan. Cardi Gan is a wonderful woman. We actually got a glimpse of her as a child
Yeah.
in the previous gifts, and
Okay.
because of time and space,
It's wibbly wobbly.
she's now here a woman.
All right, here we go. This one's a fun one.
Oh, they got the
We go.
helmets on.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa!
Yeah. All right. So what the hell is going on here?
Oh, well, not looking too good for Doctor Who, must I say.
It's true.
Well, that's the imposter.
I got a feeling.
Well, I'll be
Why is
honest, we
suspicious?
figured it out.
Yeah.
Easy vote right there.
Doctor Who's pretty weak, I gotta say. If he's getting choked out by a skeleton, that thing doesn't have any muscle or tendons or anything like that.
Well, and speaking of skeleton, this is probably someone who went through that force field that turned the chicken into bone. So maybe, again, the imposter is among us.
All right, great job. Okay.
Yeah.
We are we've only got a few more clips left. This is the last clip from the first episode. So here we go.
Uh-oh.
All right. So
Bro, I thought that was a toilet.
what's going on here?
Could be.
Too. I also thought that
You
was
don't
a
know.
toilet seat.
It could be a different time and place.
That's
That's-
Cardi.
Oh my God! Is it Cardi?
That looks like Cardi's face.
I will confirm that is in fact Cardi. Right
Yeah.
She's an egg?
She's a half an egg.
Carved
right.
out
What
egg.
happened to Cardi here?
I mean,
what's
Fiona,
going on?
you're acting very surprised, but you've seen this before. So explain what's happening, please.
Oh, boy.
Well, Cardi inevitably decided to become what we like to only assume is a bidet. But hey, let's link this back to the first GIF. Library.
We
You know,
are in a library. Yup.
We can
Jeremy,
go
can you-
back into that.
Can you help flesh out what's happening here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that this is Doctor Who's fault. She's gonna blame him for it. You know,
Yeah,
he's been
absolutely.
ripping her all throughout time.
Exactly.
She was a little girl, and he talked to her on the TV. Then he pulled her forward in time to Spaceman times, and she was like a grown-up woman. And then accidentally sent her way too far back in time, and now she's some kind of fossil. Look at her. She's like, they dug her up out of a piece of sediment just like that. And she's like, look what you've done. Like, as she turns around, and she's like,
So she's
you
mad.
did this to me.
Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to the next one. We only got a couple more clips here.
Is this the new?
Oh, there.
Oh.
Wait, that's not her, though.
It's a short clip.
Oh well.
Very short clip.
So there's another rock egg person. Because I don't think that's
Really?
her.
Really analyze the whole everything.
Jeremy, explain to me what's happening here in this little scene here. I mean,
Okay,
it's really
so
very,
here's
very
the thing. This appears to once again be young Cardi, because it
Okay.
looks like could be a little girl, like the face on the rock egg. So this means that Doctor Who altered everything in the timeline. So she turned into this kind of spoon rock really early in life.
okay.
So Doctor Who has gone back in time now to try to stop her from living her entire life as a spoon rock. So
Okay.
he hooked up a ton of cables to her, and he's like, maybe 100,000 volts straight through the spoon will make you human again. And
Go ahead and clear your throat.
yeah, there was really something in there when I tried to get that. Well, that he has a very raspy voice.
This is going really well. We've got one last shot here for you.
What is
Sort of
going on?
encapsulate the. Here it is.
Whoa!
All
What's happening? His transformer.
Okay.
The spoon.
All right.
She smiled.
The spoon smile.
Well, confirmed, not the same person, but maybe the same species.
All right. So Fiona, what's going on here? This is sort of one of the sort of climaxes of the episode, the two-parter.
All right.
So what's happening here?
Well, he needs to destroy this humanoid spoon because something's happening, and he really thinks I got it, I figured it out. But then he turns around to see if that's even harming the spoon lady, and she's just like, nah.
So he's trying.
She likes it.
He's trying to kill her.
I'm gonna assume he's not. She seems fine.
You guys have pretty much nailed the entire thing.
Well, yeah, we watched it, so yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, okay, just do me a favor and just encapsulate this entire two-part series in just a few sentences as to what happens
That can be done.
in Silence in the Library
Here we
and the
go.
Forest of the Dead. Here we
Yes.
go.
Egg Lady invites Doctor Who to the library where she has information to give due to the fact that she is a little girl in the 2000s, but actually is 30 in 1970 and has astronaut people trying to get her to use the spoon in their cereal.
Nailed it. Jeremy, can you give me yours?
Damn it.
Oh, did she take yours? I'm sorry.
No.
She stole
I
my
didn't know
whole
if I was gonna have
answer.
to continue off of that. I just had my hands on my head listening to that. Very clearly, Doctor Who received a message in the flip down magic wallet to go to the library. He showed up at the library, found Cardi there, this is now, so in like present day, he goes there, Cardi's there, she's in the purple thing. That's really, and so then they jump into the future together, where all the astronaut people are. There's a skeleton monster on the loose. He then goes on the TV and talks back in time to young Cardi and is like, skeleton monsters going crazy. This is gonna be nuts. And she's like, I don't know what I can do about it. So she decides the best course of action is to become a spoon. She turns herself into a spoon rock monster. He goes back in time to present day, finds Spoon Monster in the library, and she's like, whatever you did turned me to a spoon monster. So then he goes back to find young Spoon Monster way back in time, hooks her up to the hanging electric chair, runs up, jumps up, plugs the transformer in, fries her, ending the Spoon Monster, which means that the skeleton in the future won't have a spoon anymore, and then thus they win.
And it's a
I'd
sad
like
story.
I'd like to say that was not 3 sentences. And if I had more sentences,
It was one run-on. It was one run-on.
No, there's a bunch of commas.
Try a better version. But whatever.
You guys, you did quite a good job. Real quickly, we'll go through. Trevor and I will explain what's happening a little bit.
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think that this was at all possible for you to figure out the proper plot because there are so many details. There are so many clips we could possibly shove in here.
It's a fantastic, weird episode.
Yeah.
So, Fiona, you were actually pretty spot on. So this is, I believe it's the psychic paper. What's it called, Trevor?
Yes. He shows this to people, and what happens is it's usually for fools that aren't super smart, and their brain spackles in the details of what's on it. To us, the audience, it's always blank. To the doctor, it's always blank. But to whoever he's showing it to, he shows it like an authoritative figure, and it usually fills in with some sort of identification that will substantiate wherever he is.
Yeah, so
But-
typically, like in other episodes, they'll show it and be like, "Oh, it's a police badge,"
Yes.
or like it shows, he has information about something.
Which is why he's holding it like this. You got a lot of those details. But he's receiving a message for the first time ever, which is blowing his mind because this has never happened.
And Fiona, for what it's worth, that little X, that is a kissy.
Oh, it's a
You
kissy.
actually
You got it,
you
Fiona.
nailed that. I mean, obviously you've seen it before, but
Right,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, you remembered, Fiona.
I remember.
So, the doctor and his companion there, they have made it to the library. It turns out this is actually a planet that is a library in the 51st century. So this is way in the future. They get there, things immediately don't go right. So that's actually a book holding the door closed, which would make sense because they're in a library.
So nailed that one, Fiona.
Thanks.
So all of this library and stuff is actually in the mind of this girl right here on the left side. And she's in the 21st century, and she's somehow controlling what's happening way in the 51st century. It gets weird. This is a very interesting show. And you can see the people surrounding the doctor are actually part of an expedition that were sent there to try to recover what's going on this planet library.
Okay. So we kind of got that. Like this
You got a little
person
bit.
was trying to get. So nothing relating to the purple cardigan. Cool.
No, two different people. So,
All right.
Cool.
so this is River Song, who has a very interesting relationship with the doctor. She's a recurring character. She doesn't pop up in every episode, but she shows up at least once or so a season.
I believe this is the first time that we see her.
Yes,
In
this
the
is
show.
her first episode, and oddly enough, also technically her last episode. But anyway, that's a whole other thing for people of the series. Might want to watch
Okay.
it. This is Donna, who is the doctor's companion throughout this season. She's awesome, and I love her a lot.
Cardi.
And so this is they are surrounded basically. So if you notice, you're kind of close that they're surrounded by a force field. In the darkness is a whole swarm of creatures, literally millions of creatures that will just shred meat. And so you can see him throw that into the shadow, and they just swallow the meat up pretty quickly.
The Vashta Narada, right? Something like that?
That sounds right.
They are microscopic piranha that can't be in the light. They have to stay in the shadows, essentially.
Yeah, very, very interesting show. All right, here we go. Moving on. And so here we go. Donna has been basically, she kind of dies sort of in the episode. And the way when people die on this planet, they become, I think they're called nodes, which are these resources which people can use to find. Initially, it was to find library books and information. And she kind of got absorbed into one. So this is this is the big dramatic part. The end of the first episode is like, oh my God, Donna, no!
She's
and so
a librarian for the rest of her life.
No, Spoon Lady.
Hell is real.
and then
Spoons.
move on.
Big.
So this is actually the girl from the 20th century or 21st century.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. Which
And,
young
and-
Donna, right? And that's what we
Yeah,
thought.
and she's
Right.
and basically her consciousness is keeping this whole thing together. That's why she's wired into this thing.
What's happening is everybody in this library, because of a certain planet, their trees are getting cut down. That's where the Vashta Narada live. They were made into books, and that's how they got to this library. They're semi-conscious, so they speak through these people. They're basically just really ticked off that their planet was deforested, and so they try to consume basically everybody in the library. This entity, this consciousness, essentially uploads everybody's consciousness to a server to save them because their physical form was completely eaten away, and that's why their faces are on these spoons.
And so this is the end here where he's basically saving everyone. He's inserting their consciousness into a safe place where they won't technically be dead, kind of like their memories will live on forever. And so that's it. So that is the episode. You guys were surprisingly close.
Pick up on some small details that were awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think that we were any more bizarre than the real episode.
I feel like the reason why we weren't so off was because ours was actually maybe less crazy than what I'm assuming is this episode.
It's a great episode. It's a great two-parter.
Yeah, I bet.
But
yeah, upsetting. No cereal.
There you go.
Yeah,
upsetting.
Well, that was great.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for I've definitely seen that. Thank you very much again, HBO Max, for sponsoring this video. I'm sure there'll be links in the description for more information about signing up for HBO Max, watching all of the series that HBO Max has, including Doctor Who, and lots and lots of other great content on there as well. Movies, TV shows, you name it. Lots of stuff to binge watch. So, all right. Well, Fiona, Jeremy, good job. Trevor, thank you for being my co-host today.
You're welcome,
and we'll
Jack.
see you next time for more I've Definitely Seen That. Goodbye.